Hi everybody. We're going to prove this trigonometric identity, and basically it's saying that this left hand side here is supposed to equal the right hand side, and that's supposed to be equal to 0. If that's the case, that means our numerator must equal 0. So we want to not worry so much about the denominator, but just worry about the numerator. So our common denominator is these two put together. So let's put those two together. So we have sine x plus sine y times cosine x plus cosine y. And since that's our least common denominator, then we're just going to do the butterfly thing here. And that's going to give you cosine x minus cosine y times cosine x plus cosine y plus, then we do this one, you get sine x minus sine y, running out of room, I should have scooted over more, times sine x plus sine y. Alright. Anyway, I'll scoot it over a little bit. This one is your form a minus b times a plus b. And this is the same thing over here, a minus b. So we know that a minus b times a plus b equals a squared plus b squared. Or a squared minus b squared, sorry. It's your difference of squares. So what we have for this is cosine x squared of x minus cosine y squared. That's this part. And the second part is going to be sine squared x minus sine squared y, all over my least common denominator. So basically, let's write it on here. We have, I'm going to group my cosine squared of x minus cosine squared of y plus sine squared of x minus sine squared of y, all over my least common denominator. Now, I'm going to group my x's together, so we have cosine squared x plus sine squared of x minus, and since I have the minus here for the y, I'm going to put parentheses, and that's going to be cosine squared of y plus sine squared of y, all over my least common denominator. We don't really care what that is because we want the numerator to be 0. Now we know that from our Pythagorean identities, this equals 1 and this equals 1. And don't forget, the reason I changed that to a positive is because of the negative times a positive will give you the negative. So we have 1 minus 1 over your least common denominator, which equals 0, which is what we wanted. So that is true. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.